I have planned to discuss about a very important topic, Earth's magnetic field. In this session, we are going to learn how Earth has acquired magnetism. As all of us learned in the lower class that whenever a bar magnet is suspended in the air, it always points towards north and south. Why? Let us try to find out answer for that question. Yes, look here, Earth is divided into three parts. The core of the Earth and then mantle, the crust. Okay, this again the core of the Earth is divided into two parts. The inner core of the Earth and the outer core of the Earth. The outer core of the Earth is made of some metals known as iron, nickel and cobalt. So, iron, nickel and cobalt is in the form of molten mixture. As we know that the molten mixture is a liquid metal. It's a liquid metal, and that liquid metal contains ions, and these ions are moving in the form of circular currents. As we studied that wherever current is there, current means the flow of ions or the flow of charges. Wherever current is there, there is a magnetic field. Here, these ions are flowing, moving in the form of circular currents. Therefore, the magnetic field is produced. That is how the Earth has acquired magnetism. Fine. And this Earth has two poles, the magnetic South Pole and the magnetic North Pole. The magnetic South Pole is situated in the northern hemisphere. The name of the place is known as Northern Canada. And the magnetic North Pole is situated in the Antarctica. Okay, so magnetic South Pole and the magnetic North Pole. Magnetic North Pole is situated in southern hemisphere in Antarctica, whereas magnetic South Pole is situated in the northern hemisphere in the place known as Northern Canada. Fine. Now, the line that passes through the magnetic South Pole and the magnetic North Pole is known as magnetic axis. And here is a geographical North Pole and the geographical South Pole. The line, the imaginary line that passes through the geographical North Pole and the geographical South Pole is known as geographical axis. So, the angle between the geographical axis and the magnetic axis, here it's about 11.3 degree. This is called the angle of declination. Fine. I'll come to that point little later. So here is a giant imaginary magnet is situated inside the Earth, and this magnet is due to the flow of ions in the outer core of the Earth. As we studied that in the outer core of the Earth, the molten mixture of iron, nickel and cobalt, ions are flowing in the form of circular currents. Means the flow of ions is known as current. And these circular currents, the convection currents, they produce magnetic field. That is how the Earth has acquired magnetism. And this magnetism, it is extended in outer space also. Therefore, the magnetic field lines are always traveling from north to south. North to south. This is the extension of magnetic field in the extension of magnetic field lines. Like this. Fine. Okay. As we studied that a great circle drawn around the equator perpendicular to the geographical axis is known as geographical equator. Let us see that. Here is the earth. Here is the earth. This is the earth. This is the geographical axis. The great circle. The great circle drawn around the earth in the equatorial region perpendicular to the geographical axis is known as geographical equator. Geographical equator. And here is a magnetic axis and the great circle that is drawn around the earth. The great circle that is drawn around the earth perpendicular to the magnetic axis is known as magnetic equator. This is magnetic equator. And this is geographical equator. And the angle between the geographical axis and the magnetic axis is about 11.3, which is known as magnetic declination. A plane passing through the magnetic axis. A plane passing through the magnetic axis. A plane passing through the magnetic axis is known as magnetic meridian. What is magnetic axis? An imaginary line that passes through south pole of Earth's magnet and north pole of Earth's magnet is known as magnetic axis, and the plane passing through the north and south pole of the Earth's magnet is known as magnetic meridian. And the plane that is passing through the geographical north pole and the geographical south pole is known as geographical meridian. The geographical meridian and the magnetic meridian cross each other, and the angle between them is about 11.3 degrees. Here is a plane. Here is a plane. Let us see that. A plane passing through the magnetic axis. A plane passing through the magnetic south pole and the magnetic north pole is magnetic meridian. Here is a magnetic meridian. Yam. This is magnetic meridian. A plane passing through the geographical north pole and the geographical south pole. Or in other words, a plane passing through the geographical axis is geographical meridian. Here. This is a geographical meridian. Like this, we have the magnetic meridian and geographical meridian. If you call this is the magnetic meridian and this will be the geographical meridian. Like this, the angle between the geographical meridian and the magnetic meridian is about 11.3 degrees. This angle is called magnetic declination. This is magnetic declination. It is denoted by theta. Magnetic declination. What is magnetic declination? The angle between magnetic meridian and geographical meridian. Where is magnetic meridian? This is magnetic meridian. Where is geographical meridian? This is geographical meridian. What is magnetic meridian? A plane passing through magnetic axis. What is geographical meridian? A plane passing through geographical axis. Okay? The angle between geographical meridian and magnetic meridian is known as magnetic declination. Fine. It's about how much? 11.3 degree. Okay. Now, this magnetic meridian is containing the horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field, the vertical component of the Earth's magnetic field, and the total Earth's magnetic field. This total Earth's magnetic field, along which a compass needle stands. Compass needle, when it is suspended in the air, it always rotates in the magnetic meridian. It rotates and suspends. It rotates and stands along the Earth's magnetic field. This Earth's magnetic field is lying in the plane. It is lying in the magnetic meridian. It is resolved into two components. One is horizontal component and the other one is vertical component of Earth's magnetic field. The angle between horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field and total Earth's magnetic field is called magnetic dip or angle of dip or angle of inclination. I repeat, the angle between the horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field and the total Earth's magnetic field is known as angle of dip or angle of inclination or simply magnetic dip, which is different from magnetic declination. Magnetic declination is the angle between geographical meridian and magnetic meridian, whereas angle of dip or the angle of inclination is the angle between the horizontal component and Earth's magnetic field. BH and B, angle between BH and B is known as angle of dip, that is delta. This angle of dip is 0 at the equator. That means at the equator, the BH and B are in the same direction. BH and B are in the same direction. It will be like this. I will show how the angle of dip is 0 at the equator. BH and B are in the same direction. Therefore, angle of dip is 0 at equator. Whereas the angle of dip is 90 degree at either south pole or the north pole. At the polar region, angle of dip is 90 degree. That is, the angle between BH and B will be 90 degree at the south pole or the north pole. That is, at geographical south pole, at geographical north pole, the angle of dip is 90 degree. It will be like this. This is BH and this is B. This is the angle of dip at either south pole or north pole, or in other words, at the polar region, the angle of dip is 90 degree. At the equator, angle of dip is 0 degree. So we write here, angle of dip is 90 degree, either at the south pole or at the north pole. Suppose if you take this is the geographical north pole. Here the angle of dip is 90 degree. This is the geographical south pole. Here the angle of dip is 90 degree. Whereas at the equator, the angle of dip is 0 degree. Here it is 0 degree. Here it is 90 degree. So as you go from equator to either pole, as you go from equator to the polar region, the angle of dip increases. If you come from polar region to equator, angle of dip decreases. Okay, what is angle of dip? It is the angle between the horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field and the total Earth's magnetic field. Yes, two important elements are over. Then the third one is, what is the horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field? What is the horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field? Look at this diagram. This is the direction of total Earth's magnetic field. It is in the plane. It is resolved into two components, BH and BV. This BH is the horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field. How do we define the component of Earth's magnetic field along the horizontal direction? I repeat, the component of Earth's magnetic field along the horizontal direction. This is horizontal direction. This is Earth's magnetic field. The component of Earth's magnetic field along the horizontal direction is called horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field. The component of the Earth's magnetic field, along the vertical direction is called vertical component of Earth's magnetic field. The angle between BH and B is delta, that is called angle of dip. And it is 0 at equator and 90 degree at polar region, that we studied here. Then what is the relation between BH, BV and B? How to establish the relationship between BH, BV and B? Let us look into the relationship between BH, relationship between BH, BV and B. Yes, for that, let me take the magnetic meridian. This is the magnetic meridian, a plane passing through the magnetic axis. This is the total Earth's magnetic field along which the compass needle stands. The compass needle stands are free to rotate like this. Okay. Now, here, how do we write here? This is B and this is BH and this is BV. So let me take like this small one. This is delta. You consider this is a right angle triangle. As we know that this is B, this is BH and this is BV. Sine delta is equal to opposite by hypotenuse. Opposite is BV, this is BV. Opposite side. So opposite side divided by hypotenuse. Or in other words, BV is equal to B sine delta. Then how do you write cos delta? Cos delta is nothing but adjacent divided by hypotenuse. Adjacent is BH. So BH by B, cos delta, adjacent by hypotenuse. So BH is equal to B cos delta. What is tan delta? That is tan is sine by cos, BB cancels, that is BV by BH, BV by BH, that is tan is opposite side divided by adjacent side. Fine, let us use Pythagoras theorem here. How do we write Pythagoras theorem? Let us use Pythagoras theorem here. If you use Pythagoras theorem, this square plus this square is equal to this square. Square of the opposite side. Square of the adjacent side is equal to square of the hypotenuse. Or in other words, B is equal to square root of BV square plus BH square. This is the relation between B, BV and BH. This completes about Earth's magnetism. Thank you.